Studios. Joining us now, Jase Payne, Public Information Officer and Marketing Manager for the City of Gulfport, and also an opinion contributor, SuperTalk Mississippi News. Jase, thanks for coming on Middays. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Gerard. Thank you for having me.
You bet. So you wrote a very good, very interesting article that is up on our website, SuperTalk Mississippi Media, SuperTalk News, concerning the need for our young folks, in particular millennials, to step up and lead our state's economy into the future. They are, in fact, the key resource there to keep us pushing forward. Tell us what your thoughts are.
So this is a partnership with Coach Young Professionals and the Mississippi Gulf Coast Chamber of Commerce with SuperTalk. And so as chairman of CYP this year, I had the honor of kicking the campaign off for us. And it's important for me to give a statewide message as far as what millennials can do for the state of Mississippi and what we're already doing. We are leading the way as far as tech is concerned in the state across various sectors. My first cell phone was a regular Nokia that had the snake game on it. And, today I have an iPhone and Macs and live in the Apple world. And so we have grown with tech from really the start to where we are today. And as we've seen with AI, it's an incredible world that we're living in and one that is constantly evolving. But really also just showing the leadership of our young professionals across the state. We are a group of individuals that have gone through a lot of different economies over the years, a lot of different challenges, and we've had to bounce back every single time. And those that have been here in Mississippi not only are experienced in a lot of different ways, but also are our best-selling tool.
Yeah. So, Jase, how about your background? Are you a native Mississippian?
I am. I was born and raised here in Gulfport. My family has a long history of public service here on the coast, and so I didn't necessarily have that pathway in the very beginning when I was in college and right as I came out, but organically moved back into public service in 2016 and went into the private sector for a couple of years in marketing and advertising, and came back to the city of Gulfport in 2021.
So did you attend college in Mississippi, Jase?
I did. I went to the University of Southern Mississippi.
Yeah, and the reason I ask that is of course, something that we talk about a lot. Certainly our state leaders are keenly aware of it, and others interested parties in the state from the private sector is the so-called brain drain, that we have these fantastic universities such as Southern Miss. I had the privilege of interviewing Dr. Paul last week. What a delight that was. Last Thursday, we did a remote. But the point is, we have these great universities. We turn out fantastic, talented, well-educated graduates only to see them exit our state and take residence in other states and go to work for companies located in other states. And so we're seeing that drain, just sort of bleeding that resource. How do we keep them here, Jase?
It's a double-edged sword, in my opinion, Gerard. I talk to a lot of young professionals who are looking for guidance, especially people that are just graduating college. And I find no issue, if you want to leave and experience that and go gain a professional experience. I just ask you to come back with that experience and give back to your home state, give back to this economy, give back to the place that you're rooted in. But also, we have a lot of great talent that do stay and are already rooted and want to go into various sectors. And we have a lot of opportunity, especially here on the coast, from Ingalls to Stennis to everything between. We have just everything you can offer here, as well as all the development we're seeing from the Golden Triangle to the Pine Belt. We've got a lot of great things happening that can keep people here. We need to sell ourselves a little bit better, in my opinion. And I think that's where a lot of this partnership that we're doing with the Chamber and Coach Young Professionals comes into play, and with the opinion that I wrote.
Yeah, absolutely. And great opinion piece as well, as we said earlier. So what is that generation? What are they looking for? Millennials specifically. What are they looking for? How would they define quality of life?
So it depends. Really, the quality of life factor is, they want to live, work, and play in a very small radius.
Yeah.
That's where you see so many examples of Austin, various cities across the Southeast that have really blown up over the last few years. Well, these are huge places, but the millennials are actually staying in a very close knit radius where they get to live, they get to walk to work, they get to walk to the bars and to the restaurants downtown. And so, they want to know that they can survive and make good money, and that they can enjoy their life, and then also provide for a family in the future. And so, here in Mississippi, we have honestly a better opportunity to provide for a family. As far as what you can do here, especially on the coast, you have several cities in a 30-minute drive that all have their own personality, all have their own offerings. We have a one coast motto here on the coast that Mayor Billy Hughes, kicked off for us, and it's very true. We all gain from each other's product.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a good point. And in particular, I think that I share the view of lots of other Mississippians. We'd like to see those budding entrepreneurs from that age group stay here in Mississippi and launch whatever their business venture is right here in the Magnolia State.
Absolutely. One sector that's about to blow up and is already seeing huge gains is the blue economy. When you think of the blue economy, you may only think of, oceanography and things like that. But the tech sector that goes into the blue economy is just going to keep blowing up. You spoke of Dr. Paul earlier. They're really looking at refocusing the Gulf Coast campus to coincide with the blue economy. We have a innovation district here in Gulfport that has incentive programs necessarily for new businesses who want to be involved in that industry. And so, continuing to evolve, continuing to look at different ways that millennials and Gen Z, want to stay, or bringing them back is huge. Gen Z is more entrepreneurial. They have this. They've watched millennials go through a lot of trials and tribulations, and honestly, have seen smarter ways to do things, where millennials have really had to show their grit through the years, and are in more of the corporate world per se. But at the same time, we have a lot of things to offer, and we have a lot of great things going on, and the future is very bright.
You hear a lot, Jase, about just maybe a bit of a conflict, if you will, between the generations, and that's nothing new. That's been going on since we've been propagating generations. But do you sense there's some sort of resentment in the millennial community of those in the baby boomer? I'm a baby boomer. Do you feel like there's any resentment there?
I don't think so. I think for the most part, millennials, if they're not already being guided, that's the biggest thing that they want, is that guidance, that next step. And that's
Yeah.
the whole part of this piece that I wrote, is that if you're not already, and I'm speaking to boomers per se at this point, if you're not already mentoring somebody, make sure that you find one to mentor soon. Make sure that
Yeah.
you are training and guiding the way for the next generation to step up to the plate when you want to go off after your hard years of work and retire, that there is not a blank space there, that you have a leader already set in place. And we have a lot of great opportunity. I have a lot of great mentors in my life, especially here in the city of Gulfport with Mayor Hughes and our CAO, Leonard Papania, as well as many others. And so, I just want to make sure that people have the opportunity to step up. And across a lot of industries here, we're seeing that. We're seeing so many people, especially in our Coach Young professionals. Our board is made up of people who are waiting on that next step, not waiting, but they're about to take that next step. They are already leaders in their businesses and in their community, and very soon they will be leading the way.
Yeah, I totally agree, and that's great advice, honestly, to both generations. But I will also point out, and I think you would agree, that we baby boomers in serving sometimes in that mentorship capacity, we can learn a whole lot from the millennials as well. Got about a minute left. What do you think?
I think from the tech side, as well as what's going on in the community, from from what's happening on social media all the way up to how we can process things better in a business standpoint. There's a lot to learn, and with the strength and guidance from the boomer standpoint, there's a lot to coincide together, and it can become a beautiful mixture.
Totally agree. Great article. Thanks for coming on, Jase. Look forward to talking to you more. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it. We're coming right back with more from the Element Wealth Studios.